Yo, Crypto Nation and mining family, what's going on out there? Yo, what up, what up, what up? I know it's been a hot little minute since I've actually done a video. I have been working on an 89 CJ7 Jeep as of lately and helping out another guy at his shop. And then working on my truck here and there. Had to modify the firewall of my pickup truck because it's diesel, and I was putting in a 3-inch downpipe off the turbo, and part of the firewall wanted to live in the space that the exhaust needed to go into, so I had to sit there and drop all that stuff. What do you mean, no intro? I did an intro, you just didn't see it. Lame. It should have played. Lame. Whatever. But, yo. You know what, Mikhail? Just because you said something. Just because you said something. Feel better, Mikhail? I'll show it twice for you. No problem. Yeah. Yeah, I had to on the firewall. There's like a 1.5 inch like pinch weld on there. So I had to cut that, bend it out of the way, and it gave me all that room that I needed for a 3-inch pipe. For sure. For you, Mikhail, no problem. Anything, anytime, dude. Anytime. So, yep. So, but it's like doing all that work on the truck as of lately, helping out, doing other side work. I haven't had a chance to produce a video. It's like, I'll show you a 3-inch pipe. Too funny, Vitalik. Vita, what's up? So, as everybody has been, seeing, the market dropped. It shit itself. This is a buy the fucking dip opportunity for sure. So, there are any positions, not any kind of financial advice, nor is this mining advice. But if you have positions like Bitcoin, like you'd like to get into, God knows if this is the last time we're going to see Bitcoin at 54,000 before it kicks off to 100K. Oh, maybe. Never know. And then if you haven't paid any attention to Binance as of lately, you will have, if you haven't, then Binance has sat there and made a new hire. Very interesting new hire. Does the name Brian Brooks hit anything off to you guys? Well, it should, because Brian Brooks used to be the chief legal officer over at Coinbase, and he was the acting head of office for the comptroller of the currency under Trump administration. He is now being welcomed into being the CEO of the U.S. Binance division, which that is very interesting. With this kind of a move, I think we're going to start seeing other coins being added in onto the U.S. side of Binance. I think this is actually a positive move for them. I actually don't see anything that was actually negative with them hiring in Brian Brooks to this position. So I think this is going to show, Binance is trying to be, the go-to place to buy all of your crypto. They've got their international Binance. They've got U.S. Binance because of the SEC stepping in, going, oh, no, Americans are too stupid to be knowing how to invest into this other stuff. Those are securities. It's like, whatever, guys. So it looks like they're going to try to. I see them trying to push more coins into their side. I mean, you look at how Coinbase is, and you see that they're starting to push out some of these shit coins onto their platform. Things that I would think were securities of some sort, but they're getting it to pass through. This might be the step that Binance needs in order to do the same thing and be competitive with Coinbase. So I look at that as being a positive for sure. But let's get into all that tech hardware, guys. The stuff that I like to talk about. None of this kind of political stuff and stuff that's with the regular financial industry. I hate that shit. That's why I'm in crypto. Yo. So we have Sapphire launching the Ultimate Peak Performance Toxic Edition. Yo. So this is going to be a hybrid with a triple fan water block on there. So this thing should stay at a very nice temperature even while mining. This you know that this card's going to be one unobtainium. It's going to be that rare metal, and it's going to be god awful expensive, guys. I mean, it's a 6900 XT. This is going to be, probably between $2,000 and $3,000 for this card, dude. Come on. It looks really nice, though. I like the idea of it. It's going to have like a little bit of ring lighting, RGB on the center of the fans, so you could put it in kind of display mode. It's kind of cool looking, for sure. I like the detail on there. It's going to be partial blower card, and what that's going to do for them is it's going to cool down the PCB and the memory modules. Yo, what's up, Emmanuel Matos? What up, what up? So with it being under, the core being underwater, with the water block on there, you will be able to push frequencies a little higher on it. It should have a little bit better performance, but because of the fact that the memory modules will be air-cooled, you're not going to see a huge performance bump on that aspect of it. But it's not going to be the VGA core putting in so much heat into that PCB, though. So it's kind of like a trade-off on performance. If you can wick away a big power generator, then then a smaller cooler can actually wick out the heat for the rest of it. So we'll have to see how that performs in the long run. It's got a pretty cool little layout on there. See a little cooling block, a little water AIO block that's modified for the core on here. It is a special core. Yo, what's up, Emmanuel? Thank you for the tip. He's like, let's try this thing. Nice. Put a geothermal loop on that thing. That would be interesting, but they've never really gotten any of those geothermal style water block loops to work properly. It'll work under no load, but you need to have the circulation in there. If you're going to sit there and put it onto under a larger load. It's pretty much for light duty tasks. You can do a geothermal loop on there. I've seen those things. Those things are actually kind of cool. I don't have any kind of reference for it because I didn't think anybody would ever mention that. But it basically, you got the heat source at the lowest point of the loop. It boils the water. It transfers up as steam, goes to the top, cools down, and then just kind of has this natural circulation of hot fluids rising to the top, and then the cool settling in at the bottom. But like I said, under high loads, those things are junk. So the layout on this is actually pretty nice. The fans on there, I like that. The little skull on there. That is like the. I wish a lot of more GPUs would just theme them like this. Just be like, just own it. I don't want to see your company logo on there. I want to see something cool. It's not like my mining rigs ever turn off, so I would never see it. So it's like a mute point. I don't care. But I do like the fans density. You can see how they're kind of stacked in. They've got the blades connected to help lower turbulence on them. With the fan density blades like this overlapping each other, you actually have more positive air pressure being able to be pushed through a radiator. That's what you're wanting, and that's like a big difference between a radiator fan and a chassis fan. A chassis fan will have less fin overlap on them because it's not trying to push through a restrictive blockade like a cooler itself. So if you put a chassis fan onto a radiator, it will work, but under higher workloads, you will see. Really, Tech Man, that's too funny. But with the whenever you have a higher workload with a chassis fan on a radiator, you will see the temperatures actually climb a little bit higher. You're not talking like leaps and bounds, but you will see a significant difference just because you're not simulating airflow like you would across your car's radiator. That's basically why a radiator needs a fan, is for when you stop, it's still trying to simulate you driving at 40 miles an hour. So that's basically what you need on your radiators if you're running them, is you need to be able to simulate that higher static pressure airflow, and this is the only way. Like I said, I do like the layout of the RGB that they have on here. I hope this is how the card actually looks too, with how the RGB layout is. I think the design on that is pretty slick. So if you're using this for your own personal PC build, this will actually look kind of sweet if you have the right case for it, and you're trying to make it into display mode. Oh wow, and it's addressable from the looks of it too, so pretty snazzy. And you can just turn them off. Of course, this is probably off all the way. And then their logos, I think that's pretty cool. Are you gonna get like mega differences on there? No, these are going to be just better binned, so you'll have a little bit of a higher boost headroom on there because it's going to be a better bin on it. You'll be able to push the memory timing up a little bit higher on them, but the trade-off is you're going to spend a whole lot more money to getting your hands on this. So for mining wise, I really wouldn't be leaning towards this card in any way, shape, or form. But if you were trying to build a theme and you wanted to do a toxic theme or a theme that can go with, like a radioactive style build, this might be a great option for you. Mining wise, you're not going to get this huge bump on them. I don't see this being anything of big value other than just looking cool. And you guys know I do like water blocking a little bit here. I have played around with it. It's actually pretty easy to work with, and it does give you some extra headrooms. You could put the radiator outside. Oh God. Yeah, you certainly could. And insulate your carrier pipes. Yeah, so they transfer out a little bit better heat, for sure. That's too funny. So we've got the Glacier 6000 for the Strix, so they're going to have it for the Strix, and pretty much just the Asus Strix and Tough family. So the 6800 and the 6900 series, they'll have a really nice water block. It'll be nickel plated. This is pretty much what they will be looking like with the RGB turned on. It's your typical stuff. So if you guys are looking for water blocking your 6900s, 6800s, and you're wanting to do a custom clean build, they are starting to be released. Now, I've been looking at certain ones, and depending on which ones you're looking at, they sell out quicker than all get out. You're not going to get like this extra hash rate out of them or anything like that. Well, technically, yes, you can, but it's the offset for the pricing of water blocking. I wouldn't do it just because I wanted a water block and mine on it. That would not be my first purpose built for this. But if you were trying to go with a baller rig, I mean, by all means, I would. If you do a baller rig, anybody, post pictures in the rig prong section, the Discord, please. I know Tech Shinji, he made a really clean looking water block build like last year or something like that, and it was really sexy. Oh my god. Yeah, he did that one. Yeah, I know which one you're referencing, Tech Man. I know exactly which episode of Linus that you're talking about. Yeah, he was just kind of does it work? Is it fundamentally feasible? And yes, it is. You give it the right. You give it the right conditions, and passive cooling can work. In the long run, I think it's too much muss and fuss to try to do it. That's just me. I'm lazy. Yeah. And I haven't seen Grits pop in. I was kind of hoping Grits would pop into the show because he sent me this like little battery thing for a camera setup, and the charging portion of this died. Whenever I open it up, you can just smell the burnt electronics. I went rooting around in this thing. The battery's good. That's about it. And trying to find parts for that thing is like impossible. But yeah, I mean, so this cooler is, pretty decent looking. It's nice to see some of the options coming out. This is the compatibility that it'll be working with. So the 68 and the 6900 series, basically, both the tough and the strict series. I'm not going to fit anything else, but they will go quick, guys. Guaranteed, guys. And then, we've got leaks of the RTX 3080 Ti. And confirmed mining in Ethereum. So they obviously are not nerfing this card at all. So guys, do not worry. They are not taking this card away from you for mining. When they release officially, I will try to get my hands on at least one of them. It'll probably be next to impossible. I'll probably have to do a camping trip over at Micro Center and see if it's possible for me to get my hands on one of these. I'm going to try my best, everybody. I will not care which one I get. I mean, I don't like these cards. These ugly fucking cards. Do not like them. But if that's all I can get my hands on for launch day, I will take it. But it is going to be, a lot of people were thinking it was going to come out with the 20 gigabytes of GDDR6X memory modules on there. That is not the case. We are getting 12 gigabytes of GDDR6. That's what I was figuring it was going to be. was going to be 12 gigabytes of GDDR6. It made more sense versus, telling the people who bought the original 3080s that, oh, the Ti is just going to be better. And no, it should be a higher bin, maybe a higher quality on the VGA core, that the VGA core can take a lot more stress before having its issue. And with the shortage at the chip manufacturers and everything like that, they haven't been able to properly bin these. So there are people out there with 3080s that probably hit in the near vicinity of the 3080 Ti. So I don't know if they made a whole new SKU, a whole new VGA core for this, or were they actually binning them, and these are now the TIs. So I will have to kind of dig around and look into that and make sure. So it is, it's based on the GA102225 GPU. This variant will have 10,240 CUDA cores in there. So this thing is going to be a pretty decent Goliath. But everybody wants to know, is it possible to mine on it? Possibly. Very well, possibly. Especially whenever you sit there and you look at this and you see that we have 118.9 megahash. So right there, you're seeing that it's hanging tight with a 3090, guys. This is right behind the 30. My 3090 does 120.1 to 120.5. So with this, I mean, you're sitting there and you're seeing that he's running 75C at the junction, and the VGA core itself is at 59C. So temperature-wise, we are doing great. We have 80% power, so we're at 278 watts. Could it go down a little bit lower? Possibly, but we're making 3090 megahash, and we're already using less wattage right here. We have the core at 1354, so he's taken away the core on there, and we have what I think is plus 1200 on the memory, which that is showing that if it was in Hive or something like that, they'd be at 2400 on the memory. Looks like he's got the fans at 58% fan. So I mean, this thing is like a mining Goliath right there. This is the card to have for a density. But the problem that I'm going to see right there is that we have a 3090 coming in now at $2,000 and more. This one's probably going to be $1,500. And then you have the 3080, which is going to be your $1,000. So you can kind of sit there and retrospectively look at how the GPU layout is going to be. So the 3060 is going to be your entry level. The Ti variant is going to be, going up. And the 3070, I still think it's highly overinflated on the pricing on there. But if you see AMD, they're hitting right there at the same price point. So I don't really see too much difference between the two brands, other than depending on how you're looking at mining or gaming. If you're doing this from a gaming perspective, this might be a good alternative to the 3090. Would I be going after AMD in this case? No, especially for gaming. Gaming wise, it's still in an NVIDIA playground. Not everybody is onto running with the memory dependent GPU, where that's where they kind of do their solutions at, is all memory controlled. Well, not all memory controlled, but they do a lot of processes in the memory for AMD that makes them great for a workstation card, rendering, and all that good stuff. So if you're doing video editing and all that stuff, definitely AMD. If you're just a regular gamer, that's it, NVIDIA. If you're looking at mining wise, at some point in time, Ethereum will be done with mining. Think of being July is going to be where the miners will see the revenue cut. With the EIP 1559, they're going to be taking away a lot. They're going to be doing the fee burn, as we all know. And would I be buying hardware from just mining Ethereum at this point? Probably not. That would not be the direction that I would be using these cards for. Would it stop me if I found a good price on a AMD card? No. But with the NVIDIA card, it's kind of cool to see that they are definitely looking at this as a higher bin chip, and it shows that the 3090 was just binned memory modules, and there was no extra bump from having all the extra memory modules. That just proves it right there, that the memory modules, getting 24 gigs, 30 gigs, you're going to get better hash rate. No. It just means that you can handle the DAG file. But it's still got to do the validation through the core. So with that being said, this is a lot of the proof that I was wondering when it would actually kind of show that there was no difference in if you had, as long as everybody was using GDDR6 or GDDR6X memory modules, it was just a matter of having binned modules. So this just shows that the 3090 got binned modules. Boom. Which to me is fine. I'm cool with that. But to see that it's getting 118.9 really kind of closes the gap on between the 3080 and the 3090. It's definitely a mid-level card when it comes to mining. Now, is it going to be worth that extra $500 to $700 over a 3080? That, my friends, is up to you. Will I try to get my hands on one? Oh yeah, yes. I want to get my hands on one of these. Oh yes. But am I gonna try to deploy a whole batch of them? No. I just want to grab one so that I can do some testing on it, pull it apart, look at it, analyze it, all that good stuff. And then somewhere in the future, get myself an LN2 pot. Since they are available now, I've just got to basically dollar cost average into a pot. Yo, Panda. What up, dude? Smash that goddamn like button. Oh, yes, guys. Smash that lizardy like button. Yo. You guys are all F.A. So. Nice. Got that YouTube button going on. Nice. I've also got some of this mail time. Got some of that mail time. The mail's here. So we got some of that. Oh, mail time, guys. Yo, check it out. So this one came from my good friend Bit Native. He is somebody that I have met back in the Yen days. So we've been chit-chatting and kicking it and met each other once, twice, and he sent me some all the way from the Floridas. So, oh God, it's from Florida. It's covered in that COVIDs. No, just kidding. But he was really nice enough to send me something awesome, something I don't have. And now I'm... It's like a few years. Good times. Love that guy. Right, Mikkel? Bit Native is awesome. Awesome dude. Awesome. And as y'all all guys know that, you know, back in December I got scammed out of 3 Bitcoin. That kind of hurt. Ugh. He was also generous enough to send me this. So let's go ahead and open this. There we go. This is just box 1. What up, M3? Small little box. Oh. Little ASMR. Oh. Bit Native. You didn't have to. Oh my god, that's really cool. Got that static wrap. Oh. So he sent this, a solid state drive. Oh. So this is a 1 terabyte, damn, SATA SSD. Yo, this thing should be like a little itty bitty guy. Oh look, it's so cute. It's so tiny. It's tiny. It's small. It's so small. It's so tiny. Oh my god, the thing is teeny tiny. Oh, that's 1 terabyte. Man, we have come a long way over the years. Long way. I remember back in the day when 500 megabytes was huge. Oop, there's a screw. I almost lost the screw for it. You're not supposed to jump out of there. I was trying to catch you, and I did at least. I didn't want the other one to drop out too. So it's got the 2 screws to hold that bad boy in. Let's put you back into your protective home here. Seal you up. Oh, yo. Oh, this is legit. Yo. Oh, yo, dude. Don't check this out. Bit Native, you didn't have to. No homo, I fucking love you. Yo, I got a RevTech board. Yo. Do the panda flick. Flick. Got that panda flick. Yo. All right, so we got Corsair RAM on there, DDR3, and what size are you? I bet you this is like 4 gigabytes. It's got a slot in there for another one. It takes laptop style RAM, so pretty easy to get. Oh, this is what I was wondering about these. So this has got its own back plate, so you can damn near just lay this thing down anywhere. There's no cooling transfer through the back. If I had to take a guess, I believe these are just regular APUs underneath here. Just slimmed down to just what you need. It has, instead of needing the PCIe by 1 adapters, you just plug in your riser with the USB right to this thing. This is USB 3, so this is the faster USB, so baller. Takes a 6-pin power connector, so pretty much any server power supply can turn this on. This was made to be basically deployed within a server case where you did not have any extra room for anything other than GPU slots. This is a rear GPU I/O style cover. What's weird is that it doesn't have like little feet tab on there. It's like made to be hung in a specific style case. So they basically, Reptech definitely had their own cases for this stuff that they were able to mount all this stuff in. Worked beautifully. It does have a HDMI on the back. It's got a USB 2.0 and 3.0. And then your Ethernet in here. So this APU should have a little bit of video output on there. So if you needed to go into BIOS or something like that for this specifically, this should be able to react just like a normal motherboard. It's got a little I button on there. It could be like information or power button. Do not know. This is where the mSATA go into with its standoffs already up on here. With the USB on the front, you'd be able to put a USB with a burned version of Hive or Simple Miner already on there. It should technically work as long as these ports are activated. Sometimes you got to go into BIOS and tell the BIOS, hey, look for memory over here and not through here. That's like the worst that I've ever had to do with any of my older motherboards. I'm not sure how this will react. The RAM comes out pretty easy. It's got little side locks on there. And then it'll just pull right on up. And that's what I wanted to see also. All right, so it actually only, I was wondering about this because you couldn't see it in the Reptech photos, but there is only one slot to put RAM. So you can only upgrade the single stick of RAM. That's kind of limiting. That really is, considering this is only a 4 gigger, so which is fine. Let's get this back in. When you're putting them in, make sure that you get your angles right. You get it set all the way in. See, I've still got it lifted up. Just make sure it's all the way in. Push down. And it should just lock in just like that. If you do it wrong, you're going to destroy the port. So boom. I'm going to be able to test out now if NVIDIA will work on mine, because I guess some people say their NVIDIAs do not boot up with this. It might be a first gen, second gen issue. So we'll find out here if I can get my NVIDIAs to boot on this. I'm kind of excited. It's kind of funny that this little fan is the same style fan that I had originally with my Raspberry Pi. Actually, I bet you that's the one that's on my ice cooler, just non-RGB. This is about the same size as my ice cooler tower for my my Raspberry Pi 4 that I have mining Monero. at like 115 hash a second. Oh yeah. Stacking sats. Oh yes. So yeah, this will be really kind of cool to play with. I look forward to doing videos on this. So guys, definitely stay tuned if you want to see this board hashing away, what I can hook up to it, what I can't. See if I get any limitations. And I may or may not have another one coming too. So we will see here. And as in the name of the title of this, I got my shuffle in. Yo! I got that new egg shuffle. Oh, yeah, yeah. I won in the GPU gulag. I finally won. I'm not sure. I think they sent me all of it in one shot. I'm hoping they did. Yeah, Panda. Got that shuffle. It's the shuffle time. So, let's see what's in the box. So, bam, bam. Slip that right on in here. Ooh. Oh, yeah. Cut this thing open. Oh. Oh. Mikkel, silence. Mikkel, Panda, that's too funny. Get wrecked. Mikkel's been trying for so long to try to get himself one of these, and I barely do it. And I won one. I won in the casino gulag. So what did I get here? Oh, it wasn't what I was wanting to come in first. Ah, boo. But this is still cool. Oh, holy cow. Boom. Oh, yo. I have a dance bench that will unleash the power. Damn, this thing is actually like chunky. Oh, wow. It's got that new electronic smell. Wow. Dude, this is the heaviest motherboard I have ever picked up before. Wow. Holy cow. This thing's got a back plate on. This is the first time I've ever seen a back plate on a motherboard, guys. It's got a full back plate. It's got 3 PCI ports, 1 by 1. I could probably get like 8 cards on here. Yeah, I know the math doesn't add up, but I can get 8 cards on here. With the U-bit 4-way splitter, not a problem. It's an AMD socket. It's the AM4, and you need to hold off over there. So, I did not get my GPU in today, so stay tuned for another video where I will get that GPU. But I got 2 motherboards now that I can do some serious testing. So this uses dual 8 pins for the CPU. Wow, it's got switches on here. And here's something that every motherboard needs to have. Right on the motherboard a power on and a reset button right above my finger. So it'd be nice to start seeing buttons being all put together like that. It's like, as much as this, it's got a back plate on it, it's actually kind of flimsy a little bit. Oh, wow. So I already see a quality control issue. So this bottom screw here is actually loose. That is hilarious. So they didn't even tighten this thing down all the way. Thank God I got tools by me at all times. Now it makes me want to check all your quality. Oh my God, all the back plate screws are like loose. Okay, so that was two that I could see. So I tightened down this one and this one. Okay, you're tight. You're tight. So, oh, now that's not so flimsy sounding. It felt like it was kind of moving around in my hand a little bit there. I was right. Okay, so here's something that I'm not really keen on. And I never liked them on the motherboards ever. It's a point of failure. So this will be your south bridge here. So there's a chip underneath here. Okay, and this is supposed to be a heatsink. Okay, underneath this heatsink is a bloody fan. So if you start having like wonky issues with connecting in with a GPU, you almost gotta sit there and make sure that the fan is not clogged, starter. And then if it isn't clogged, then you got to make sure it's turning. And if it's not, you got to replace. You have to go into here, take apart your PC, take apart the back plate to get to a couple of the screws that hold this down, so you can separate and replace the fan. I'm not a fan of that at all. But no pun intended. But yeah, I don't really enjoy seeing the fans on here, and I know what they're trying to do. They're trying to keep the cooler low profiled, because if you look at the VRMs going around the CPU, it's the CPU socket itself. It's trying to keep the power management as cool as possible. So even having like a little fan blowing over this area is actually very beneficial to these newer motherboards because of the such high demand for power. I'm going to enjoy watching this thing fucking mine. I will be able to actually get a newer CPU if it's ever fucking available, right? Let's see here. We got a CPU fan header, secondary CPU fan header. It's got 3 system fan headers off to the side. Man, I'm gonna have to sit here and kind of look at all of this stuff. We got a USB 3, it looks like here. We got another fan header, USB hub connections on it. So I got 2 USB 3 inputs from the chassis. I've got 2 USB 3.0 from the chassis. RGB. Audio connecting in. LED controller. Actually, it's a pretty nice build. I like the quality on this thing. I mean, overall. I wonder how badly this thing's going to light up like a fucking Christmas tree, but it's going to be nice. It's got a clear CMOS button in the back, so you don't have to worry about doing it with inside of here. So if you overclock it in BIOS too much, you can reset it back to factory. I like that. It's got the Q flash, so it doesn't have a dual BIOS on it. My Strix has a dual BIOS on it. It's got regular Ethernet and then the high-speed Ethernet. It's got a USB 3.1 Type-C. I like that. Got a line in and a line out, so you can use this with as a pass-through system with the with the speakers. It's got rear speakers and subwoofer. Wow, this thing's actually got some actual good options on there. So it looks like there's 3 spots to put M.2s in, which will sit them right up underneath the graphics cards. I don't know about using this top one, depending on the which style of M.2 you're using, because some of them have higher heat capacities, and the coolers that are on there might interfere with the bottom of the GPU, so you might be forced to drop them into the lower slots. Usually not an issue. Doesn't have any provisions to put a M.2 on the backside. Some of the motherboards, they will allow you to do that, and then you could just sit there and drop the operating system right onto that, and then have your other slots just for mass storage, which is actually kind of nice. So we will be seeing videos on this and this bad boy coming up. I'm waiting for my GPU delivery. I'm hoping that I will get that here soon. That'll actually just like kind of make my day. So awesome, man! This thing's beefy. And of course, with the Newegg shuffle stuff, man, you're like 90% of what you get is like it's all going to be like mostly bundles. So yeah, be prepared for getting bundles. I'm trying to get myself to get more of these Newegg drops. I've got like 3 accounts working it, trying to get GPUs get as many as I can get my hands on, because I'm a GPU hoarder. I'm just saying. Hey, what's going on, Jason Osborne? Yeah, you're a little late to the party. Definitely smash that Lizzie like button, though. Definitely smash that Lizzie like button. But yeah, so I mean, it's at 12 GPU version. You talking about the RevTech? No, this is an 8 GPU. I can plug 8 into this one. I can probably get 12 on this Auroras, even though it's not a mining motherboard. Oh my god, like, people don't realize. Yeah, hell yeah it does. This thing is like an interesting little bad boy. Hooks up 8 GPUs with a server power supply, all on an APU. So this one will be really interesting. You don't have to worry about trying to short out the back. It comes with its own back plates, so you don't have to worry about setting it down on the things. And if you're wondering how I would get the 8 GPUs or 12 GPUs onto this Aurorus master board, knowing that there's only 3 16 by 16X slots and 1 by 1 slot, I can still get 12. I can get 12 GPUs on here. Here, let me show you how. I can do 8 of them on that motherboard right now with these. These are U-bit 4-way splitters. This is how I got 8 GPUs to work on a 15-year-old motherboard. So you don't need anything modern. You can mine with a motherboard that is got the computing power of a fucking potato. That's why I'm like, you can build computers on an absolute budget. You're gonna get slaughtered on the GPUs when you try to buy them. That's where you're putting all your money into, is the GPUs. You don't need the computational aspect of it. So a 15-year-old PC can handle 2 of these. I only had they were still 16 X slots, but they were like the early day versions, dude. Like way early. They were like blue ports. So worked just fine with that. I suspect that it should work absolutely fine with the Aurorus motherboard without any problems whatsoever. This way people can see how they plug in. They just plug in just like that. You don't need all the rest of this. This is mostly like power and like some video. All the computation is in the front portion of the pins. This is where the heaviest portion of the data in and out come from. Got it covered. And then, you know, I can come down here and do that, and I got 8. I could probably go down to this last one here and plug into that one and be fine too. And then look, if I really wanted to, it even plugs into the by 1 port. But what's nice about the board is that I get the Gen 4 PCIe for this first slot here, which means I can I can actually test full potential of stuff, gaming, all that stuff. I may use this as my daily driver. It may happen. I'm not sure yet. I'll find out. I will do some experimenting. See if I like the performance of this board over my Threadripper. So, does anybody have any comments or questions before I head up out of here, guys? Any kind of questions whatsoever. And always got to do that panda flick. Always got to do the panda flick. Uh-oh, you got somebody knocking. I hear you knocking, but you can't come in. All right. So, anybody got any kind of questions here? Delivery guy came. No, it's a buddy of mine. Droid guy, ever find that miner for the K80? Actually, I'm stuck at trying to find drivers for it. NVIDIA took the K80 drivers off. So if you guys, anybody out there, Gundy, you'd be the man to ask on this one. I need the K80 drivers. So if somebody out there happens to have the K80 drivers, please send them to me. I am stuck because I can't get my hands on them. NVIDIA took it off their website, so they're done. So I got to rely on all of you awesome people out there so that I can move forward testing. It's sitting on a rig. I found a motherboard that I have that actually saw the K80. It comes up in my device manager. I'm not sure. I mean, it is old. It goes back that far, for sure. I'm just not sure. Oh, Droid Guy, if you've got him, dude, hit me up in Discord. I would love to get my hands on them. Definitely, like, share me a link through your Google Drive if you got it, and I'll download it. Thank you, Alex, for sure. Thank you, Droid. Thank you. Yeah, because that's like where I'm stuck at. I mean, I've got a couple of miners I wanted to try them out on, but none of the miners will see them because I don't have drivers for them. And I'm not even sure if the miners that I've chosen will even see them anyway, so we'll find all that stuff out. Anybody else got any awesome questions before I pop out? All right, so nobody's got any other questions. I might do some gaming either on here a little bit later on today. Alex, I actually have them on a PCIe riser. So that gets dumbed down to 2.0. Or, yeah, basically 2.0, 1.0. So... do it live, yeah. I'll do it live. That's not a problem. I'll get it running live. You know, whatever. It's cool. It's cool. Anybody else got any other questions? Otherwise, I'm going to pop up off of here, guys. Thank you all for showing up for sure. Definitely smash that Lizzie like button right down there. It's like right down there, guys. Smash it. If you're new here, it's definitely subscribe. And double check to see if you've pressed the bell notification. Make sure that's still live. And then if you're new here, hit that bell notification too. This way, anytime I'm dropping these awesome videos, you'll be able to be informed that I'm doing that. Stay tuned. I'll be doing some testing once I get my other delivery in. Now I got to get a CPU. I believe I've got some spare RAM. because that should be able to take the DDR4. I think I've got one extra kit of DDR4 available, and then I will get this board up and rolling. I've got an extra power supply, so I pretty much have everything I need to actually get that Aurorus Master motherboard up and going and mining, all that good stuff. So definitely stay tuned. I will be doing lots of other videos, and yo, I'll see you all on the next one. Yo.